You're muting my mic. Everybody, it's Deb Luttrell. I'm with Stitchin Heaven in Quit, Texas, population 1809. And today we have got an exciting time to spend with you. We're here live in our store, and I am joined by Kathleen McElwaine. Kathleen is the amazing watercolor artist from quiltblockart.com, and she is someone who puts out watercolor panels for us to use in our projects. And I tell you what, they're just wonderful. Kathleen approached me, came and met me one day, and just said, "You and I have got to do some business together." And so that's kind of how it happened and where we are today. I want Kathleen to be able to tell you a little bit about herself in just a minute and how she got started with these watercolor panels that we are doing. And then a little bit later in our conversation, we're going to be talking about our Texas Monthly Block of the Month, which is the quilt behind me. And it has been designed around these panels. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute. But for right now, I want to introduce you to Kathleen. Kathleen, where do you live?
I live in Leander, Texas, about 27 miles north of Austin.
Okay, so you're in the hill country.
I am.
Yes, beautiful hill country. I always tell people that we're in the pretty part of Texas because we're in East Texas. But you guys are in the pretty part of Texas too, in a different way. The hill country is gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you just get started as an artist?
Well, I was an artist at a very young age. I carried a sketchbook and pencil around with me constantly, and to the point that my teachers let me draw in class. And I found myself about 12 years old, still not learning how to read or do math or anything. And my dad told me that if I learned how to read, he'd let me have art lessons. And I had an opportunity to have art lessons with Jay O'Melia, a wonderful, wonderful artist in Tulsa. And Jay taught me from the very beginning. I was about 12 years old when I was seriously able to take classes from him. And he said, "Follow your dreams. Don't ever stop being creative." And I was totally convinced that everything I did was beautiful. And that was such a wonderful time in my life. I've tried to recreate it with the quilters.
Yeah. Well, it really shows. Everything that you do now is beautiful. Tell us why your inspiration is with your Texas themed art.
I grew up in the country. We had quarter horses, and my dad worked for cattlemen. And I'd sit in the front seat of the truck and watch the cows because it wasn't safe for me to get out and be on the ground. And I just watched animals all my life and sat and drew them. And when I came to Texas, I found out just how special a lot of the things that I'd always painted and drawn were to Texans. And so I sort of did it a little bit like performance art. I just get my paints out and start painting for people, and it was fun. It was Texas will respond and smile and laugh, and I just found it to be a wonderful. All their subjects are my favorite subjects, and so I took it seriously and took it onto fabric.
Wow. Well, that's very cool. And you guys, just to let you know, I've got a few of your panels here that we have in the store, just to show examples. This is how they come. They come just on a little white panel like this. So if I go into a quilt shop and I see these, Kathleen, and I love them, and I don't know what to do with them, what would you say to me?
I primarily say how perfect it is for a pillow or a placemat. My favorite are the pillows and the placemats because I think so many people make them and give them as gifts. You know, they're fast to make. And here I actually have a pillow here. This one
That's cute.
and that's my logo Longhorn. So that's on my business card, and a lot of people know about it. Now they go back, way back, and this is one of the first, this is one of the first blocks I ever did. And that was actually one of my oil paintings.
Okay.
And that was very early, maybe even, maybe 2009, I think.
Yeah.
Back that far.
You've got something on your T-shirt too.
I do have. This one is actually done as an applique. So, and I haven't sold any as applique. I'm kind of experimenting with it now. So if somebody had something they wanted to do, they can give me an idea. This was made for me with one of the long blocks. You know, back when I was doing arts and crafts fairs, I would go and I needed a place for all the pockets, and so
that has pockets in it.
Right, all the little long ones. There's I think there's 6 that are the different size and shape. This is so wonderful. The Craftsman purse. This is none of this. I sew a little bit. I made a few masks, but outside of that, I'm not a sewer. And so this one's one of my very favorite things. And then another one of the long ones.
Oh, nice. That is nice. Very pretty.
Yes, very pretty. When I started quilt block art and people started making more quilts, wall hangings and quilts, I had no idea how beautiful they could be until it was quite an experience.
You know, I could see taking one even and putting it on the back of a maybe a jean jacket.
And I have a few here. This is one I did.
Okay, you did that on a shirt,
right? This is just on that top part of the back of the shirt. One of my favorite paintings and one of my favorite quilt blocks is the 3 bluebirds.
Yeah, I like the bluebirds.
And the bumblebee, yes.
Yeah, the bumblebee is cute. You know, the one I like is the frog that's under the. As a matter of fact, I think that frog is.
Oh, it is on the other side of you.
Right here. That's one of my favorites.
I was so excited when I saw that. I love frogs when I hear you have them around your pond.
I have a lot around my pond. Yeah. I had a question from Linda Cypress. She wants to know if you have any sheep.
I do have sheep. There's a sheep and a lamb, and I think I have 2 blocks that have sheep on it, but I know one of them has a lamb and a sheep.
Okay.
You and lamb, yes.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so you came up to Stitchin Heaven, I think, on one of our bus trips.
I did.
And introduced yourself to me. We had purchased a few of your panels already because of a phone conversation that you and I had, and we got to talking. And you know, I don't know. I wanted to design a block of the month. I love all things Texas. So I thought, well, why not try to incorporate these panels into a block of the month program? And so I sequestered myself into my sewing room for a few days, a few weeks, actually a few months. And I started designing and ended up being the quilt that you see behind me. And the quilt that the block of the month program that we're offering that features it features your panels a lot. It also is made from grunge. We all love grunge, from Moda. And so it's a really bright, fun, cheery project that really will speak to Texas people everywhere. What did you think about it when you heard I was going to do this block of the month?
Oh, I was so excited. That was more. I printed out what you showed me at that time, um, and when you asked me if I could do your boots that are at the top of the quilt, it was a great honor. Right. Yes.
There. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the boot. That is an exclusive from Stitchin Heaven. Kathleen did it just for us so that we could work it into this to this quilt project. We've got Alamo. I'm backwards. The Alamo is over here.
Uh-huh.
I'm backwards.
Yes. No, you were right. That was right. You were pointing to it.
Okay, right there. We've got the Alamo. We've got the blue bonnets. You can't see the blue bonnets on. Yeah, Michael, why don't you?
There you go. There you go.
Yep. We've got the blue bonnets. Our good friend Carol Doak is in this as well. We use some of her paper piece stars in the corners of this quilt. That's what this is. Also in this quilt, I love these little paper piece wildflowers. I love how I was able to work those in. And of course, this is our signature star. This is called the Rambler Star, and it's the one that we have in our logo on our boot. You know, we've used that as a part of our design forever. Let's see, what else can we show? I'll get up here and get out of the way. Oh, right here. Just kind of show this. This is a pickup truck. Everybody who grew up in Texas understands the significance of a pickup truck.
That's right.
And of course, it's surrounded by blue bonnets. Do you have a special truck in your past that you think about when you?
I did. That was the truck that I grew up in the front seat of, a 1954 Chevy.
Yeah, so, yeah. And then, of course, the Longhorn, the string of Longhorns that you had on your piece that you showed us a minute ago. I worked that into it. We also put a little piece of this is our exclusive fabric that was printed. Who printed this? In the Beginning Fabrics printed this for us. And this is an exclusive cotton. And I just couldn't help but putting a little piece of that in there. And also, while we're speaking of that, I will show you this. This is the backing. So when you sign up for the block of the month, be sure that you order your backing so that we'll be able to give you that. That's exclusive. It's limited. Once we're out of it, it'll be gone, that kind of thing. So if you want that for the backing, please order it, because I don't want you to be disappointed. You also did a Texas flag.
Yes.
And actually, I think we resized this one just for this quilt.
Yes.
So it would fit.
The Together We Stand at the bottom was resized also for the quilt. Yes.
Right. The Longhorns.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And then we have the cutest Longhorn. Is there a Longhorn in your life that you patterned these after?
These all are real Longhorns that I've known and photographed. That particular one is Bessie, and I've painted her more than any other. But she comes out in different colors on purpose every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
I put in on purpose.
Right.
That kind of thing. And of course, when I was designing this, you guys, the center was something I had a hard time with, because I had a watercolor piece from another company that I could have put in the center, and then I realized that, well, that fabric will be discontinued and then I won't be able to get it anymore. But I really needed something that said Texas and really spoke to all of us. So I went with this very simple applique. We recommend you use fusible applique with this, with just a very easy machine blanket stitch around it. I don't do applique very well. I mean, I don't like applique very much. So I didn't want to put a lot of applique onto this. but that was very easy, and I'll give you instruction on how I got that to be able to work like that in the instructions. Um, so anyway, it's just a lot of fun. This project has got a lot going on, and it'll keep people engaged and happy, um, and be proud to be a Texan in it. Um, Anything else that you could think of?
One of my favorite,
Mm-hmm.
you asking me, Deb?
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite images is the longhorn down at the bottom. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the I think there was a time that, well, actually, it was probably 2008 or 9 that we were kind of going through tough times. Everybody was, and
Yeah,
I
that was
painted that. Um, and the name of the painting is "Together We Stand," and it was there was, I mean, it was really an emotional piece for me to do, because I came up with the name of it before I actually knew. And you know, it's the picture of when everybody sees the Longhorns and they stop their car and they get out of the car and they stand by the fence and take pictures of all the Longhorns. And so everybody's standing together on this side of the fence, and all the Longhorns are standing along the fence on the other side looking at them. And so
yeah.
that
They're looking at us, we're looking at them.
right,
Yeah, that's funny. Um, this this program will start in October, and there is a method behind the madness with that. The reason I wanted us to start in October is because we opened Stitchin Heaven in October 24 years ago. So October is our anniversary month. So I thought that would be very appropriate for us to do that. We have a question here from Vicky Slayton. Vicky wants to know if beginners can be successful making this quilt. Okay, Vicky, I'm going to tell you, I can't answer that, because what's beginner to one person is not beginner to another person. It really just depends on um, your where you are with your quilting journey. There's really nothing difficult in any of this. Would you say, Kathleen, from what you can see? Well, you're not a quilter, but um, you guys comment and help Vicky out here. I can tell you that these pieces are paper pieced. This is a very large um, piecing. Um, so honestly, I would say most people, even who are beginners, would be able to do this. The nice thing about this is it is a block of the month. So you're going to get it in sections, which for a beginner, that would be good. You know, get your blocks this month, do them, then wait for next month, do them. And then at the end of 12 months, you've got your quilt put together. So I hope that helps. Um, that's how I would answer that. Do we have any other questions out there? We're going to be, if y'all have any questions, throw them out at me and I'll try to pick them up. We are going to be starting this in October. We want you to register at stitchinheaven.com. You can just go into our block of the month tab, or you can search Texas Monthly and it'll bring it up. If you use the code MyFavBOM, that's MyFavBOM, we will let you register for just $1. Usually our registration is $25. So if you use that code when you register, it's just $1. The other thing about this program that's going to be kind of cool versus all the other programs that we do, I'm going to put recipes in it. Now, I really don't cook that much. So the recipes that you're going to get are quilter style recipes. They are the kind of recipes that I cook very simply. I don't use a lot of ingredients, but what I cook is pretty tasty. So I'm excited to share my recipes with you guys as well. Um, let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, are we giving away a ruler on this one, Michael? You don't know?
I read that if you register by June 1st, that you get a ruler. I was reading about the block.
Is that what we put on there? Okay, I think you get a ruler somewhere in this. And we might just include a ruler in everybody's packet. How about that, Michael? Let's just put a ruler in everybody's packet. So if you register for this program, we've got the really coolest, the reason I say that, we've got the really coolest little 6.5-inch Creative Grid ruler, and everybody loves it. So I always like to share that. I'll give those away, and it's because it's something that's really, really very useful. So anyway, go to stitchinheaven.com and register. Don't forget to buy your backing, because this is the backing we have right now. It's very, very cool, and it's on the page, so you could go ahead and buy that. I don't want to sell out of it and for anybody to miss out. Anyway, any last comments that you'd like to make, Kathleen?
This has been a lot of fun, Deb. Thank you for having me on the program, and thank you for doing that quilt.
You're welcome. Thank you for approaching me and developing this partnership with us. And we just really can't wait to get started. So we're going to see you later, everybody. This is Deb Luttrell. I'm with Stitchin Heaven, and I'm going to catch you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.